Oliver Tree is back, and as a surprise to nobody, he's out of retirement. I hope he never uses that retirement gimmick ever again because it's so beyond played out by now. This is like the third time he said that this is his last tour, last album, last whatever. Nobody's falling for it anymore. Oliver Tree has a new album out called Alone in a Crowd. It dropped just about 5 days ago, and I finally had a chance to sit down and listen to it and give you my thoughts, so stick around. This is Dancing with Ghosts.
I'ma bounce you up and down. You'll be coming back, no doubt.
Like most artists, Oliver Tree had to do the modern-day rollout that caters to the algorithms of Spotify and other streaming services. That, of course, is dropping a new song every couple of weeks until eventually you've dropped more than half the album of singles, and then finally at that point you can release the full record, even though at that point most people have already heard like 70% of it, but hey, what are you gonna do? He just started dropping singles in late June, and I've been able to analyze each song as it drops. The first single, Bounce, was released June 20th, and honestly, I was really disappointed when Oliver Tree made his Instagram reel stating, "No more country songs!"
You guys spoke, and I listened. No more country music!
I thought it would be a return to the ugly is beautiful sound, but no. Oliver simply could not ignore the numbers that the Miss You remix put up on streaming sites. That silly little 90s techno remix of Jerk seemingly broke the internet, so Bounce and all the other songs on Alone in a Crowd are all in the electronic dance pop genre with a few trap songs thrown in for good measure. I will say though, upon listening to the album all the way through with just a pair of headphones on, I think I could appreciate the validity of the music a lot more. The first time I was exposed to Oliver's new music was through his music videos, and I gotta say, the videos for these songs are overly nonsensical and kind of cringy. Since Oliver Tree directs all of his own videos, they all suffer from having a similar look and a similar feel. All of the premises of these videos are usually the same. Oliver's new character, Cornelius Cummings, is either being chased by some shadowy government agency or people in funny costumes, and he must fight them or jump off a building or some other kind of theatrical thing. I hate to keep bringing this up, but the videos for Ugly is Beautiful were all completely different from one another and actually added visual value to the songs themselves. I get that these new videos are part of some overarching theme, but at least have them make sense. I have no idea what the big concept is, but maybe if we explore Oliver Tree's lyrics for this new album, it'll all make sense. Nope, the lyrics are actually pretty fucking generic. Most of the songs on this album are about being in love, loving someone, how great the person they're in love with is. There are like 4 songs specifically that don't talk about love, and that would be Fairweather Friends, which honestly I have no idea what this song is about. In the chorus he's saying, "I got fairweather friends in my G-class Benz, some stay, some go, some days it depends." And then he just goes off on some random rap verses that make no sense to me, or at best it's Oliver Tree's character bragging about how awesome he is compared to some unknown figure.
Tuesday night I'm eating dinner with porn stars.
This song, by the way, is Fuck Part 2. It has a very similar rap cadence and vocal tone. He even makes a callback to the song in his Fairweather Friends video when he hits the turbo Oliver Tree with a bat or something.
And you are not like me, we are not the same. I fuck it up, bitch, I fuck it up.
On that note, another recycled moment in this album is Invisible Man, which to me sounds like Alien Boy Part 2, which further proves my point that Oliver Tree is struggling to innovate. The second song, not about love, is Ugly Side, which is about a shitty person. And then there's Elevator to the Sky, which is Oliver Tree contemplating death and what happens when we die. And finally, we have the song Strangers. I turned into what I hated, but I can't escape my own fate. In the mirror, I'm betrayed when I'm staring at my own face. It's hard to believe the more friends you have, the better. It's never what it seems. I feel more alone now than ever. I see devils among me now in the burning pits of hell. So whenever I look around, it's the only way I've felt. No one hears a sound every time I scream for help. It's all that I think about while I stand here by myself. Oliver, buddy? Buddy, are you okay? I mean, I think by definition, this is a cry for help. Am I right here? I don't know. Oliver Tree has never really been known for his prolific lyrical abilities, but things really hit a low point on the song Highlight of My Life. For instance, I can't believe that I found you. I can't picture life without you. This whole world is not made for me. Everything is boring. You're all I want. You know that's true. These days, I'm just glad that I have you. I would kill to be around you. What is life without you? I was lost before you met me. Without you, I'm empty. I think he's used up all the times that you can say you in a song like ever again. He's used them all up on that song. Boy, oh boy, I wonder how long it took to come up with those lyrics. But I do notice on this song, he seems to sing with the least amount of cartoony inflection. Like, I think this is how his voice really sounds when he's not adding some kind of weird vocal affectation to it. So, alright, enough with the fucking lyrics. I don't care about lyrics all that much anyway, but these words were just so banal and stodgy that they just caught my attention and I had to do some more investigation. I mean, who could forget that line about that pussy having gorilla grip? Am I right? So, anyway, the music on this album is pretty decent. It's a tad stock. It stays pretty safely in the electro dance pop genre, which is a safe bet if you're trying to target pop radio nowadays. Most of the songs on this album sound like they were made completely on a DAW with no real instruments whatsoever, especially on songs like Elevator to the Sky, where the beginning piano line sounds like a cheap MIDI patch. There are bits of guitar in the background of some of the songs, but it's definitely not the featured instrument like it was on Ugly is Beautiful. And another thing that I noticed about this album, it just feels very rushed in the sense that each song averages about 2 minutes and 20 seconds in length. It feels like as soon as a song gets started, it's already fading out into the next track. I mean, it's a fucking 14-song album and its runtime is only 34 minutes. And that's even after tacking on the I Miss You bonus track as the final song, which also happens to be the longest by far at a whopping 3 minutes and 23 seconds. I understand people's attention span is much shorter these days, but fuck it, man. If you happen to like a song on this record, you don't really get to hear it for very long before it's already over. Oliver Tree just in general baffles me. I don't understand how he keeps a fan base. Because you start out with the EPs that were dropped in the mid to late 2010s. Some of them were okay, but you were building your foundation, so no real pressure at that point. You put out the song Fuck, which really got a lot of people's attention, and it got mine at least. And then after dropping some classic singles like Hurt and Cash Machine, you finally are able to drop your full-length Ugly is Beautiful, which was a great alternative rock / pop album. In fact, you left Fuck off that album because it was too hip-hop oriented and Ugly is Beautiful was mainly a rock record. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know why else he wouldn't have just included that song since it sounded like it could have perfectly fit on the record. Then you completely change your sound and do what you think is country music, but was really just acoustic guitar-driven pop music, which at the time was a huge disappointment to hear that that was the direction he was going in, to myself and probably other fans of Oliver Tree. And then you catch a massive break after the failure of Cowboy Tears when some German DJ named Robin Schulz ripped off South Star's Miss You remix, which ended up doing gangbusters on streaming platforms, despite the fact that it was a stolen remix from another DJ, and now we arrive at Alone in a Crowd, which is trying to ride the dance pop wave of I Miss You. It seems like after Ugly is Beautiful, Oliver Tree has just been stumbling through his career, throwing anything at the wall, and lucky for him, some of it's sticking, but it's all just so random and unpredictable. Now let's talk about the new look or character Cornelius Cummins. I honestly don't understand what the purpose is of developing a new character for each album cycle, especially since he had been rocking the turbo look for the first 4 years of his career. And then he does the whole Shawnee Bravo character, which was so cringe and just completely killed it for me. What the fuck was that? This is like Kiss taking their make off, man. You had the one look that you gained all your success with, and by retiring that character, you've just destroyed the illusion that this is who you really were. And before everyone jumps on me about well, duh, it's a character. Do you really think he dresses like that? It's yeah, I know it was a character, but he had fully committed to the look and to the lifestyle in almost an Andy Kaufman-esque way. He never broke character in any of the interviews or any of his shorts that he uploaded to social media. So to break that fourth wall and retroactively call it a character is like, well, who is Oliver Tree then? Who is the person? Who was the character? Who was the Cowboy Tears character even supposed to be? Who was the I Miss You character supposed to be? And now we have Cornelius Cummins. Oliver Tree is almost like Billy Corgan in the sense that he's writing a movie in his head that only he knows about. I'm just not interested in any of these characters that aren't the original guy that I found so exciting and innovative. Making Turbo a character that can be changed or returned to at any moment was a risk that I didn't think paid off, in my opinion, but I guess only time will tell with that one. So to wrap all this shit up, if Ugly is Beautiful as a 10, I would put Cowboy Tears at a 4 and Alone in a Crowd at a 5. There it is. That's my opinion. What's your opinion of the new Oliver Tree album? Do you even know who Oliver Tree is? And if you find yourself wondering why I'm even talking about it, well, get with it, boomer! Just kidding. Honestly, he's the only pop artist that I've found interesting in a very, very long time. I don't tend to like pop music. I'm not much of a poptimist like Anthony Fantano. And I just feel like his music has gotten progressively less innovative and more generic as time has moved forward. I still wish the best for the guy, and I'll always root for him because I like what he stands for at the end of the day, and he seems like a genuinely good dude. But until next time, have a good rest of your night, and if you'd like to roast some of my music, the previous video that I uploaded was the official music video to my band Dancing with Ghosts' new single, 7 Years of Broken Mirrors, that I directed and made some appearances in. So if you want to go trash that one, feel free to do so, but yeah, like I said, till next time, have a good rest of your night.